Today in Sustainable Living, we're talking recyclables versus non-recyclables. And joining us this morning from Ecotope is my good friend Chuck Cartwright. Thanks so much for being here, Chuck.
Ben. Good to see you.
All right, we got a lot of things here on the table. First off, it's obviously recycling is a good thing, but you know, not everything is recyclable. So we need to know the difference.
Constantly with our company. What can we recycle and where does it go?
All right. I live on my own. I'm a bachelor. Pizza boxes often. Recyclable, non-recyclable.
Non-recyclable.
Non-recyclable, really?
Yeah.
Even though this is just regular cardboard?
The reason being is the grease. The grease is a contaminant.
Really?
The paper mills will not take cardboard that's contaminated with grease. So unfortunately, no. Trash.
Even though it's cardboard,
Yes.
the grease says no, huh?
Correct.
All right, so we're going right here on the,
Yes.
in the non-recyclable one. I got to say this is recyclable. It's just an ordinary bottle of water.
That is recyclable. That's a number 1. If you look at the bottom of everything that's plastic, there's a code. There's a 1 through 7. In Rhode Island, we can recycle 1, 2.
1 and 2
So
in
1
Rhode
and 2,
Island.
it can be recycled, and you can now recycle with the caps on.
Okay.
So, yes.
It used to be no caps?
Correct.
Okay.
Now you can do it.
So we're going in there.
All right.
Bam. Based on what you just said, this is a greaseless box. So I am going to say we can recycle this.
You are correct.
All right. So as long as this... Now, what if there was... You would say you had this in here and the oil seeped out.
No good.
No good.
Any contaminant there, but staples, tape, no problem at all. That can be recycled.
So you have to make your own decisions, basically.
Correct.
Okay. All right. So recycle.
Yes.
I got to guess recycle. You can recycle this.
Answer would be no.
Really?
Yeah. If you
This
look
is just
at
an ordinary container
Correct.
here.
If you look at the bottom, you'll see the code. There's a number 5
see
there.
if we can get in there tight enough.
Right.
There's a 5 on the bottom there. And so where Rhode Island, again, is 1 and 2.
Correct. The reason being is different chemicals that use this. This is a mold that they pour into, so
Okay.
these chemicals cannot be recyclable. Typically, you want a smaller cap with a larger bottom. Those plastics can be recycled.
Now, I would assume most people didn't even know that. Most people would
Right.
say, it's made out of plastic, I can recycle plastic.
Different chemicals.
So everything really involves chemicals or grease and oils?
Correct. Now, there are some markets that can do that. We don't do that in Rhode Island yet.
Okay. Beautiful. Non-recyclable.
Yes.
These...
Oh, yes. The infamous shopping
The
bag.
infamous shopping bag. I use these as trash bags in
Right,
my house, so these
exactly.
end up going in the trash because I fill them with stuff. I'm looking for the number here. What's our answer?
In the bin, no. But at the market, yes. There is private companies now that are recycling
You
those.
can bring these back to the market, is what you're saying?
Yep. I highly recommend it because this will last for 150 years in the landfill without breaking.
Which is no good, obviously.
Not good.
All right. There's also a lot of uses out of it.
Correct. The answer is yes, but at your market.
Yes at the market,
Yes.
but no at the house.
Right.
Based on what you just told me, if this was just empty and dry, I'm going to say you can recycle it, but because there's oil inside, it's got to be a no, right?
It is a no. So unfortunately, that is trash.
And again,
That's a number 2.
There's a
but
2
because
here.
of the contaminant, you can't recycle that.
okay. So again, if it was just empty, then...
Correct.
Okay, good to
Yep.
go. No. By the way, there was still some oil in there, so I might take that afterwards for my car. I would assume this has to be recyclable. This is just an ordinary manila.
Yep. Manila folder is a mixed paper, so
Okay.
that is recyclable. That can go in your paper bin, your green bin.
Now, what would this be turned into after we recycle it?
Usually with mixed paper, it turns into tissue paper.
Okay.
Tissue paper or toilet paper. Yep.
Tissue paper or toilet paper. All right.
All right. So that's good.
Hopefully not in that condition, because
Right.
that could hurt. A binder.
Yes.
I don't know why anybody would recycle this. First off, it looks like there's important documents still in here.
Yeah.
Where this is plastic, metal, maybe this is some sort of a rubber or something. I would have to say no.
The answer is actually yes.
All right,
But it would
I'm terrible
actually be
at
done
recycling.
at your Salvation Army store.
Okay.
And not the landfill.
So for instance, this you can't just chuck into a bin.
Correct. Needs to be done with a hospice. a Salvation Army or your local school will gladly take them. Teachers could.
Okay. And what would something like this be recycled into? Because this is pretty. This seems like it has to go through a big process.
Because of the amount of materials for a second use. So again, to a school or Salvation Army.
All right, beautiful. Well, thanks so much for being here, guys.
Thank you, Ben.
If you'd like to learn more about recycling items, because obviously it's not as easy as you think, head over to foxprovidence.com. Pat?